The Drumbeat of War, an African epic story from the village of Lorm Nava. Long ago, in the quiet epic village of Lorm Nava, the drum of war echoed through the hills. The warriors gathered under the big baobab tree, eyes blazing with anger. The trouble began when the goats from Lorm Nava crossed into Pando, their rival village, and destroyed sacred yam crops. The Pando elders call it an act of war and sent a warning with black calabash. The chief of Lorm Nava, Togbi Amega Bovi, was old but wise. He ordered a meeting before any fighting began. The young men shouted, "Let's fight now." But the chief raised his hand. Among the warriors was Sebu, the fastest runner in the village, who had once outrun a leopard. He tied his head with red cloth and sharpened his machete. At dawn, the war drum beat loudly. Boom, boom, boom. And the warriors danced forward, stamping the earth. Even the women beat smaller drums to boost their courage. A horn blew from the hills. The Pando warriors had arrived. Spears flew, shields clashed, and dust filled the air. Sebu leaped into the middle of the battle, dodging spears and knocking enemies down with his staff. He saved the chief's son from an ambush and led a bold charge. Just as Lorm Nava seems to be losing, the women came with pots of hot pepper, water, and poured it on enemies' feet. Pando warriors screamed and scattered into the bush. At sunset, the drumbeat changed. Now it was the sound of victory. The chief poured libation to the ancestors under the moonlight. The next day, peace was made between Lorm Nava and Pando, with the goats and yams exchanged as a sign of respect. Children danced around the village square, singing Sebu's name. From that day, the drum of war was locked in the chief's heart, only to be beaten again when all wisdoms had failed. The people of Lorm Nava learned to value peace more than pride. Years later, Sebu became a village elder and taught the young ones the meaning of the drumbeats of war. He showed them the scars of his arm and said, "War is not just noise, it is pain and loss." One day, a hunter from Lorm Nava returned with news that strange men were building a road through the sacred forest. The villagers were afraid. The spirit will be angry. The elders and warriors marched into the forest with drums, not to fight, but to consult the gods. At the shrine of Mama Ajo, they poured palm wine and asked for guidance. That night, a strange wind blew, and the flames of the village fires danced wildly. The chief dreamt of thunder and a snake speaking in tongues. That next morning, they returned to the forest and found the road builders gone, their tools left behind. The sacred tree still stood tall. Peace returned, but the people knew they must protect their land not just with spears, but with wisdom, unity, and reverence. During the next festival, the drumbeat echoed again, but this time not for war. The whole village danced, even the old women with walking sticks. Children beat smaller drums, and young girls sang of Cebu and the war that taught them peace. His story became a song, passed from lips to lips. And so, in Lorm Nava, the drumbeat of war was no longer a call to fight, but a reminder. Protect what is yours, but never forget that peace is the truth, strength of a people. Many seasons passed. The Cebu grew grey like the morning mist over River Dacha. He sat dearly under the baobab tree, telling stories to anyone who would listen. One evening, a boy named Kwame, full of fire and mischief, asked Cebu, "Why didn't you fight till all the Kpando men fled forever?" Cebu smiled gently. Kwame and his friends listened with wild eyes as Cebu spoke of courage that listens, not just acts. He told them how one mistake in war can destroy a generation. Years later, strangers returned to Lorm Nava with plans to build a mine in the sacred hills. The youth wanted to resist with fire. The elders, now led by Kwame, called for dialogue. The village met the strangers under the same baobab tree. They beat talking drums, not war drums, and presented palm wine. The strangers paused. True friend is not forced.